toughest man in Hollywood?
Well, there's always definitely not as tough as some. The old DJ in Mr. KABC, Mark Germain. Yeah, Mark Germain. He said people would call him, "How you doing, Mark?" Better than most, not as good as some. Words to live by.
So your character just finished a really epic arc and got left sitting. I wasn't quite sure what he was thinking at the end when you are the captain, said you could have command back whenever you want.
Yeah.
What was that look about?
The weight of the world, how much responsibility he had for putting his crew at risk, and fallen sailors as a result. And he has to live with that. Anytime we lose someone in this world, there's pain involved. So that's what Slattery has to deal with going forward. He has people to answer to, not just himself and his God, but his chain of command, his president, and his CNO. Unfortunately, Chandler seems pretty forgiving.
I wasn't sure if he was feeling like he didn't know if he wanted command back. I wasn't sure how to read that.
If I can just pin in that for one quick second, and just do a quick group shot. I apologize. You will definitely get that. 1 second.
Right.
There's a cliffhanger.
In the credit fund, please.
I was halfway through the answer. What
Yeah,
happened?
the question was, at the way I read the look, I wasn't sure that Slattery actually wanted command back, and I was wondering what you thought.
I tried to give it an unsure feeling, so that's good that you had no idea what I was thinking.
When you started the show, did the concept seem like it lent itself to going sort of these varying directions that it's gone in? Because by season 3, it's a very different show than it was in season 1. Did he suggest that to you, or?
No, in the beginning, I wasn't sure how long the virus would last, but obviously we had to figure out some way to cure it. And the mission was stay alive, find the cure, save the world. And then beyond that, we have to figure out how do we rebuild. And that's been fascinating. And how do you keep a crew together with the Navy discipline required to maintain honor, courage, commitment, and rewrite the Constitution? I hope not. I hope we can get back to the one that we have. But bad guys rear their ugly head in times of chaos, so we have to deal with those guys too.
How much can you tell us about, if Slattery will find his family this season? Are we going to get any type of leads on that you can say?
It's an ongoing search. I think he's hoping for the best, but he's preparing for the worst.
What do you think is the power of this show? I mean, it's gone 3 seasons. It's, as we were just discussing, evolved in different ways. Why do you think it seems to connect with people?
Well, I think there's a huge appeal to the working men and women in our military forces. These aren't policy guys. They're men and women who have orders, and they have volunteered to perform service without questioning the policy decisions. That's outside their realm. So I think that people of varying viewpoints can come to it without being hit over the head by some sort of agenda. It's not agenda driven. It's story and character driven. And I think people just think the Navy is cool. And we just hope to portray them in the best light that we can. And the Navy, Department of the Navy has honored us with some high awards at this point, so we're doing something right.
Did you do any training with actual Navy men or servicemen? Or
We've been out over the horizon on a couple of embarkations, one on a guided missile destroyer, one on an amphib, and I haven't been on a carrier yet. It's lots of information. The commanding officer has been studying and serving for a decade. And it takes a long time to get to that rank and a lot of knowledge. And I just pretend to know it. So I'm humbled by meeting the real deal.
Do you have any? Do you have any consultants? Are there any consultants in the show?
Yeah, we have someone that's always with us.
Okay.
There's a person detached from the Navy who's there to answer the biggest questions and the smallest questions.
Is that POW story you guys did that draw the characters together more, you think, and even the cast together more? Because you guys were spending so much time together.
I think so. I really enjoyed that. That was about 2.5, 3 months of work in one of the little jungle areas we have in Southern California. We created this prison camp. And it was cold. It was the middle of winter in California, which is not freezing, but if you're just wearing little pajamas, it gets cold and you're wet. And you only have about 5 or 6 hours of sunlight in between these two canyon walls, so we had to hurry everything up. But it bred a lot of good camaraderie and such a great cast. Yeah.
One last question. What I like about the show is that a lot of people in power think that sometimes our military men and women are just pawns in geopolitical chessboard. But the show reminds us that these are just these are somebody's spouse, somebody's husband, somebody's dad, somebody's son. Do you agree with that approach in making sure that the emotional connection is there?
Well, I hope so. Again, like I said before, it's not their duty to question the policy decision makers' implementation. They're there to do a job, and you have to respect them for potentially laying down their lives and volunteering for service.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. God bless.